The overall crypto market saw a major dump towards the downside, but not only the crypto market, the global market as such, and we broke this very important key level and we came all the way back down nearly to the 60,000 US dollar level. But in this video we're going to find out why we saw this major dump in first place, because yes, you enter the crypto market to get this major volatility towards the upside of 300, 400, 500 or even 1000% in this bull market. But guys, you should also expect that we're going to see this volatility towards the downside, and yes, we're going to look at the most important factors that you should consider if you're investing exactly now. So we're going to look at the mindset, but most importantly guys, we're going to find out what we could expect, because this is only the beginning of a major move towards the upside. So yes, we're going to look at the mindset that we need during this investment period, and we're also going to look at the targets that we could expect in the immediate short term. But yes guys, first of all we're going to look at the chart of Bitcoin and why we saw this major dump towards the downside. So if you want to find out more, watch the video until the end, smash up the like button, and let's directly start with today's content. So yes, first of all, I think we all know what happened in the crypto market and why we saw this major dump. We saw that Iran attacked Israel, and we don't want to get political on this channel, but this was the reason why we saw this major dump in the global markets. But let's go on the weekly chart of Bitcoin to really find out which level are going to be extremely important. Yes, we saw that the price movement of Bitcoin on the weekly chart came all the way back up above the 65,000 US dollars, which was major previous resistance. And yes guys, we failed to hold this level, and we saw this continuation all the way back down to the 13 moving average on the weekly chart, which is going to be our important level that Bitcoin needs to hold on the weekly chart. And yes guys, we have 4 days and 14 hours left until this candle closes, so it would be extremely bullish if the price movement of Bitcoin is going to close above the 13 moving average, being exactly the level of 61,000. But yes, we could also expect that in the immediate short term the price movement comes back down, and for that we're going to go on the daily chart, because yes, Bitcoin doesn't like these V-shaped recoveries, that the price movement comes all the way back down and that we're going to pump straight back up. We need a double bottom exactly within these regions. So what we like to see exactly within this zone is a double bottom, but we're going to look at that on the 4-hour chart. But first of all, on the daily chart, we can see that exactly at this very important level, the 13 moving average on the weekly chart, we can see a lot of confluence exactly within this zone. We have the 100 moving average, the yellow line, and also the 50 moving average exactly within the zone, and also the psychological level, the 60,000 US dollar level. So yes, I could expect this consolidation exactly within the zone. And yes, we've talked about the V-shaped recoveries, and this is exactly what we've been looking for. The price of Bitcoin came all the way back down to the 200 moving average on the 4-hour chart, which perfectly lines up with the 60,000 US dollar level. So what we like to see exactly within these levels is a double bottom exactly here, that the price movement comes down and forms a higher low, and also this W structure, and that we could expect this continuation towards the upside. Yes guys, we could also see that the market pumps first towards the upside, and then we're going to get another correction all the way back down to form this lower high. But guys, we could also expect that the price movement is just going to ignore this double bottom and come straight back above this major level. Yes, this is going to be the most bullish case, that Bitcoin is going to come all the way back up above this major level on the 4-hour chart, perfectly once again lining up with a 100 moving average exactly here, and also this major support that we can see the price movement of Bitcoin held before we broke all the way up to the 65,000 US dollar level. So this would be the bullish case, a double bottom, and the price movement of Bitcoin coming all the way back up into the zone exactly at the levels of $63,340. Yes, this would be the first bullish indication that we could expect this consolidation back above this major level. But yes guys, we could also expect that the price movement comes all the way back down to the 60,000 US dollars, but this doesn't matter. If you're invested into crypto guys, you should ignore all of this noise, because let's go over to this post. Yes, what people think it's like to hodl Bitcoin, to hold Bitcoin. Yes, they always think that it's easy, a straight line to success. No guys, what it actually feels like to hold crypto during these volatile moves. And yes, the crypto market is volatile, but this is the reason why we are here. We want to catch this major volatility towards the upside, so we need to expect that in this time period we're going to see a lot of volatility, also negative volatility. But in the overall picture guys, you should just hold on, because I made this post because if you're just going to invest and hold on with the right time frame, and yes, I've said it over and over again, it is not about timing the market, it is about time in the market. Because if you're trying to outsmart the market, this is exactly what is going to happen. You're going to buy on this major pumps towards the upside, and if the market is going to correct and crash, you're going to sell at a loss. And when you're going to enter, yes, if you have the conviction, if the price movement once again breaks the highs, you're going to re-enter and you're going to lose. If you're going to try to outsmart the market, guys, this is exactly what is going to happen. And a lot of people left the crypto market doing exactly this and saying crypto is a scam because they invested to the wrong time periods and they tried to outsmart the market. So don't outsmart the market guys, invest, just hold on and know exactly when to exit. Because yes, we could expect a major pump towards the upside, and if we go over to the crypto bubbles on the weekly charts, if you missed all of these major pumps towards the upside, Fetch, Casper, or even Sui, you're getting all of these coins at a major discount, because you need to change your mindset. If you're seeing red numbers, this is a discount that you're getting, and if we're seeing major green candles and a major high, guys, this should be the time where you're panicking out of the market, not when you're seeing red candles. Because yes, we could expect a major run towards the upside, and all this traffic and all this volatility that we're seeing in the market, you should just ignore this FUD, because overall guys, this is just to push you out of the market. If there's blood in the street, this usually is the best time to invest, and we're going to find out what we could expect, because we're still early and we could expect this major pump towards the upside. So we're going to look at the others, which is the overall crypto market excluding Bitcoin. On this side, the altcoin market cap, and we can see on the right side, here's the Bitcoin chart and the cycles. The blue line represents the cycle 2017, the purple line 2020 to 2021, and the green line, the current cycle that we are in. And we can see for Bitcoin, we are exactly at the bottom here. We are just before the elections in the year 2024. And if we're going to look at the previous elections, this was also extremely bullish for the price movement of Bitcoin. And yes, if we're going to compare the previous cycles for the altcoins, we saw this major pump towards the upside. Yes guys, we are at the moment exactly here in this major consolidation phase, and the altcoins didn't even move yet. If you're seeing these major returns on the monthly chart, this is only the beginning of a major pump towards the upside. And yes, we've talked about coins like Stacks doing 1000%, and yes, we saw this 20% pump at the moment, so you're still in profit round about 20% if you would have invested a month ago. But if we're going to go on the weekly chart, yes guys, you're getting Stacks at a 10% discount. So yes, if you miss Stacks guys, this would be the right time to invest and to dollar cost average into these altcoins before we could expect this major breakout towards the upside. Because ultimately guys, these are some dates that we could expect during this cycle, the 2025 Bitcoin Las Vegas conference, which is also quite bullish for the overall market. If we're going to look at the time frame where we are at the moment, all the way down here for the altcoins, and where the cycle top is going to be in the year 2025, you're still extremely early. So yes, if you're invested in a coin exactly here, knowing that this is going to happen to the overall crypto market and that this is only the beginning, you should ignore all this fear that is in the markets at the moment. And yes, maybe you are down 20%, but guys, if we could expect this major pump towards the upside, you're sitting in some major profits. If you're just going to hold on, dollar cost average, if you're getting these major discounts in the markets, because overall guys, all these altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin, and for that we're going to look at the Bitcoin dominance, because this gives us the indication when we could expect a major altcoin season. And yes, in the beginning of 2013, Bitcoin was the only cryptocurrencies and the Bitcoin dominance was around about 100%. And then all these coins came into the crypto market, and that's why we could see that the overall crypto market from all the investors at the beginning of times held 100% in Bitcoin because it was the only currency. And yes guys, then all these cryptocurrencies came, and now we're at the moment at 54% at the Bitcoin dominance. This means that from the overall crypto market, 55% 75% of the overall crypto market is invested in Bitcoin, and if we're going to see that the Bitcoin dominance is going to drop, we could expect a pump for the overall crypto market, because we're seeing that a lot of Bitcoin holders are going to diversify their Bitcoin into smaller cap altcoins, which is going to pump all of these major altcoins towards the upside. And that's why we're going to look at the peak altcoin market cap, which coincides with the Bitcoin dominance bottom. And yes, we could see exactly here in the year 2018, we saw that the Bitcoin dominance saw this major dump towards the upside, because a lot of people were diversifying their Bitcoin into other currencies. And in that case, all of these altcoins outperformed Bitcoin, and we saw this major spike, this blue line for the altcoin market cap. And exactly in the previous cycle, we saw exactly here that the Bitcoin dominance was round about these major highs of 30%. And then we saw this major dump for the Bitcoin dominance, and we saw all of these altcoins saw a major pump towards the upside and outperformed Bitcoin. And on the next chart, we can exactly see that in the previous cycle, in the year 2020, we saw that the Bitcoin dominance was at a high and then a dump towards the downside. And in the same time period, all of these altcoins saw a major push towards the upside. So does this mean that if the Bitcoin dominance is dropping, that we're going to see the Bitcoin price drop? No guys, we could expect that the Bitcoin price is going to go sideways or even up, but the altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. And at the moment we can see that the Bitcoin dominance is round about the 55% level, and if we're going to lose this level towards the downside, we could expect this major pump for the altcoins. Just look at Ethereum in the previous cycle where we broke out towards the upside exactly here. And yes, this was in the same time period as we are at the moment, because exactly this line, this is the 1st of September, exactly within this box. And yes, if we're going to zoom in on the weekly chart, exactly 4 years ago, we had the same scenario. We had this dump just before this major parabolic move towards the upside, exactly within these levels. And yes guys, this is what we could expect. And you're still extremely early, so don't get fooled out of the market guys, because this is just some major noise and a major distortion in the markets. Because remember, you came here for this major volatile swings towards the upside, so you should expect, if we're going to see a 100 or even 200% pump, that the markets are going to retrace of 20 or even 30% during a bull market. This is absolutely normal, because if we're going to look at the price movement during this bull run for Ethereum, we had this high and then this dump all the way back down, 16% correction, this major pump, a correction of round about 32%, major pump, new high, a correction all the way back down, 36%, this major pump, all the way up here, major correction of round about 61%, and then we saw that the bull market continued and saw another major push towards the upside. So yes guys, ignore all this FUD and this major fear on the markets, because overall guys, we know exactly where we are and what we could expect from this cycle. So this is just some major distortion in the markets to push you out of the market, because remember, you're not going to outsmart the market always wins. So if you're going to have the right mindset, if you're going to hold on to your investment during these major volatile swings, guys, you're going to make some major profits, because it's not about timing the market, it is about time in the market. Because we're seeing that the overall crypto market is going to get this major push towards the upside. The global liquidity is about to break out, and this means guys that the governments are going to print even more money to save all of these banks and all this high inflation rate. So they're going to cut rates, and that we could expect this major liquidity which is going to enter the market, because in the previous times exactly this happened. As soon as we saw that the global liquidity broke out towards the upside, more money entering the markets, we could expect this major parabolic run. And yes guys, this is the last stage of the bull market, which is going to lead us in the year 2025. So yes guys, ignore all this fear on the streets at the moment, because this usually is the best time to invest in all of these coins, like for instance stacks. Yes, we saw a correction towards the downside. We can see that all of these cryptocurrencies on the weekly chart are at the major support level, the 13 moving average for stacks. Yes, you're getting one last chance to enter the crypto market before we're going to get this major push towards the upside, because ultimately guys, we're just before a major bull run. And if we're going to look at Nakamoto games, yes, you're getting a major entry at this major level. We saw this pump all the way from this buying entry where I told you to get into Nakamoto games. We saw this pump of 95%, and now we're getting this correction of round about 25%. So yes guys, I could expect this consolidation within this zone, and yes, we can see some major resistance at the 50 moving average, but as soon as we're going to break this major level, guys, the markets are going to see a major push towards the upside. And if you thought these 100% were a crazy move towards the upside, wait until we're going to break the previous highs, because if Bitcoin is going to break its previous all-time high, we could expect this major run towards the upside. And back on the daily chart for Bitcoin, yes, this is going to be our important level, the 13 moving average on the weekly chart, exactly this level. Bitcoin needs to hold with a weekly candle close back above this level, but ultimately guys, even if the price movement comes all the way back down to this low of round about 58,000 US dollars, Bitcoin would still be forming a higher low, and this would still be bullish, because remember, Bitcoin had this low after we saw these major highs, a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, and now we can see that for the first time Bitcoin has formed a higher high in comparison to the previous one. So this is extremely bullish. So even if the price movement of Bitcoin comes all the way back down to these levels and doesn't break this major low of around about 57,000 US dollars, this would still be a bullish trend with a low, a higher high, and a higher low exactly here. So this would still be a bullish trend for Bitcoin. So zoom out guys, we know exactly what we could expect, and if you want to trade all of these moves, go down in the video description below and sign up to BloFin. And if you always want to stay up to date what is happening in the overall crypto market, make sure to join my free Telegram group. And yes guys, make sure to be for crypto, dollar cost average, because now's not the time to sell, and keep your mindset, because this is only going to be the beginning of a major bull run. So be for crypto, and we see each other in the next video.